Trees and trains. It's one of the ways California's high-speed rail project is supposed to fight global warming. Builders promising to plant thousands of trees along the tracks and in nearby communities.
But nearly a year after the official groundbreaking, KCRA3 has learned not a single tree has gone into the ground. Let's check in with KCRA3's David Bienick, who's been looking into what's behind the delay. David?
Well, Kelly, the bullet train itself is supposed to run on electricity from renewable sources. But in the meantime, the cranes and the bulldozers and the other equipment needed to build the line. They'll spew out, by one estimate, nearly 500 million tons of carbon pollution. Now, the state does have a plan to deal with all that pollution, but so far, it's yet to take root. It's been nearly a year since Governor Brown went to Fresno, signed a steel rail, and celebrated the official start of high-speed rail construction.
And we're getting closer to putting people on a bullet train.
As part of the building of the first 29-mile section between Fresno and Madera, high-speed rail planners have promised to plant 5,000 trees along the route and in nearby communities. The idea is that global warming gases produced by the project's construction equipment will be absorbed by the trees.
As we build, we've made a commitment to be zero net emissions.
But at today's meeting of the High-Speed Rail Authority Board, the project's top boss admitted that the tree planting has been slow to start.
My understanding is that you haven't planted any so far. Is that correct?
Okay, no, we have not yet, and our construction's still on the front end.
High-Speed Rail says it's still planning on planting those trees, but not until the current drought is over. Planners say trees planted now would have a hard time surviving. But the Sacramento Tree Foundation says that's not true.
How many trees has the Tree Foundation planted this year?
In this year, which is the fourth year of extreme drought, we have planted 9,700 trees.
Fred Oliveira, who's been a longtime critic of high-speed rail, says some studies have shown that in order to keep its promise, high-speed rail will need to plant 5 million trees before the first trains start to run in less than 7 years from now.
Where are they going to put 5 million trees and keep them alive? Who's going to take care of those trees? How much is that going to cost to take care of those trees?
Now, the state says tree planting is just one part of its plan to offset its construction pollution. It says it's been paying to equip farm tractors, school buses, and water pumps with cleaner engines. But as for when that first tree will finally go into the ground, the rail planners say they just don't know. Kelly?
So, David, we also learned first that rail planners are kind of rethinking where the first trains will run.
Yeah, that's right. Initially, the plan was to run the first trains from Merced to the San Fernando Valley, but a recent LA Times article pointed out that there are problems getting them over the Tehachapi Mountains. So today, the rail planners said they're looking at starting with a different route, perhaps from San Jose down to Bakersfield. Now, which option they're going to finally end up choosing? We should know more about that when they release their next business plan update in early February.
And we know you'll be covering that. All right, David, thank you.
Well, billions of dollars being left on the table every year and by the people who need it the most. It turns out that many working Californians are not